Hi, and welcome back to Tiffany's Laser Lab. If you are new here as well, welcome. I hope you stick around and find a bunch of useful information. I would like you to take a walk with me on how to do a QR code. That is something that you can put on the back of your product that you're selling and be able to get people to drive right to either your email or your website, whichever you prefer. But I'm going to show you how to do that today. The other thing is the array tool. We're going to use the grid array tool specifically and show you how to make a project out of that. I'm seeing a huge trend in it's kind of set up just like a Scrabble board game, and people utilize that with people in the family's first names. That seems to be a really big seller right now, so I thought that might be something you all might want to check out and try to experiment with. The final thing today is how to arrange all of your items that you have. Maybe it's a file that you drug in and it has just a scattered mess and it's all over the screen, and instead of dragging each individual one, I'm going to show you how to move that very quickly. So I hope you stick around to the end for that one. Let's get started. Thank you. We are going to go over how to create a QR code first. You're going to go up to Tools in the upper left, go down to Create Barcode. You'll see that you have a very small QR code on your screen as your pointer now. We're going to just click down on the mouse and drag, and it looks like you're just making a big square box, and then let up, and then there's a blank QR. Now this here says raw content. You can type in anything that you want it to say for people to scan, or you can go over here to the Wi-Fi tab if you were a hotel, restaurant, or any sort of business, or even guests in your own home and you wanted them to have your Wi-Fi network name and password. You could put this in here. Let's say Laser Lab and password Bright Light 26. I want you to see what happens here when I do that. I'm going to click OK. All right. And the other tab, I should have showed you that as well. Let's go. I'm going to go up here and create another one just to kind of show you real quick. If you wanted to go to contact, say you wanted your email address or your website or something in there, you would just fill all this information in there and then that would create that. Okay. But for now, we're just going to use this one. What I want to show you is you're going to have to go over here to your layers category, and you will want to adjust those to however your laser needs an engrave. We're going to change this from line to fill. I want to show you something here. We're going to go up and we're going to hit preview up in the top middle. And you see all of the red, that is how much that laser head is moving back and forth to create this. Now, do you see this time that this is going to take? It's going to take 2.5 hours, just a little over 2.5 hours. What I want to show you is we go to offset fill, and then we go and check that preview. Look at, now we're down to an hour and a half. So we cut down our time drastically. And now you also see how much less movement your laser is doing to create that same exact project for you. So I found that super important. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money in the long run because you're not using your laser as much. So I thought that would be super helpful. The next one I want to discuss with you is the grid array tool. As I said, there are projects out there that people are doing, and I really like it, and I think I might make one for my own family. It is a name grid, basically, and it sets up very much like Scrabble. I don't know if you all have played that, but I was brought up playing Scrabble with my family. What we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to click on the box, and then we're going to hold that Shift key down so we can have an exact square. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to go back up here to the pointer. Now it's in millimeters, as you can see, and I've told you before, I'm not a millimeter girl. I need to visualize things in the inch format. I can't do the metric system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I want this little block to be 1.5 inches. And so I'm going to do 1.5 IN. And there, you see, it just adjusted it down for me. I want to kind of move this more in the center so it's easier to build off of. We're going to go over here, click on the grid array tool. And in here, you'll see we have our X columns and our Y rows. And this is the horizontal and this is the vertical. I want my first one, I'm going to go horizontally. And I'm going to do, let's do Thomas. It's a nice long name to start off with because just like Scrabble, you want to try to get the longest word on there to start building from. So there's the THOMAS. So as you can see, it built all those across there. Now the spacing that I want here, this looks like a little bit too much. I think I'm going to take this down to 2 millimeters, and you see how it adjusted all of those because right now this is all grouped together. I'm going to click OK. And now, as I said, it's all grouped together. We want to ungroup that. Now we click on the box and they're individual. Don't move it. If you do, always do the back arrow. I want to put Thomas in there so I know where my letters are. And I have my caps on so it looks nice. Just click anywhere in here because we can move these around later, okay? I'll show you by just kind of making them super wonky if I can. I'm going to go back to my pointer. Now, what you can do is just click on the letter first and then click on the outside ring holding down on your shift key. So both of them are now highlighted. Go up here to this bullseye. This is going to center it vertically and horizontally in that box, okay? See that? See how easy that was? So click on the letter, hold down your shift key, click on the box, hit that center, and then it centers that all up. Now we want to do another name. So let's do Matthew. Let's go down and do Matthew, okay? So we're going the wrong way. Do you see that? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. See? All right, so we'll go back to where we were. Now we want to reverse direction right here. We'll toggle that on. We're going to go vertical and we want to go down. So what I did, if you have this in the reverse direction, it will go down like that. If we have it in the other direction, it will be that way, okay? Even if you mess up and you're like, oh man, you can still do it and just toggle it later. We have M-A-T, we need another T-H-E-W. So there's Matthew. Click OK. And then we go over here and we ungroup. And there we go. And then we can just start putting our letters in there. A, T, T, H, E, W. You can just keep building on this, and then if you want, and this is totally up to you, you can have these as individual blocks and you cut this out and then place them on something. What I thought was super handy is if you just kind of line etched this and then filled these letters in, it makes it look really nice. And then you can just take this, let me get my pointer back, go take this and then just do an offset real quick, just like, let's see, ½ inch is probably a bit much, just something like that, and cut that out. Once you have all of the grid, it'll look a lot different. Then it just is all on one piece of wood and you're not trying to place all these little blocks everywhere and glue those on. That's, to me, super frustrating. So I would much rather do this, and then if I wanted to mount it on a bigger square or something to hang, I can certainly do that. Or you can just have these letters going every which way, and that would look super awesome as well. Now we are going to be on how to arrange things to save you a lot of material and some time. Let's do a square here and a circle over here, or an oval, and we'll do like a little octagon over here. Let's do one more square just to kind of give you an idea. All right. What I'm going to show you today is how to make the best use of your space as quickly as possible. And I know there isn't a lot on the screen, but this is just for us to kind of take a look at so you can see how to use this. Up here, you'll see on the upper right, you can say move as a group. Toggle that off if you want these all to move and not just be in the same spacing. I also like to have some padding in between these, and you'll see why. Let's do it with no padding first, just to kind of show you. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take these, and then if you go up here next to the scissor and the printer, you see this, there's a line, and then if you look close, it has an arrow and a little square. Click on that, and see that goes all the way over. If we click on this one that has a line and then an up arrow, it shoves it all the way up there. What I like to do is I like to have some room in between my projects because I just don't want too much burn here. And there's different ways that we can do other things with that as well. But for simplicity, let's just to go back. I'm going to show you over here. It says padding up here. I'm going to increase that padding to just 2 millimeters. Just give that a little bit of space. If you want, you can go even a little bit more. And then I'm going to move it over. I'm going to move it up, and you'll see now I have just some space, but look at all of the time that I saved by just super quick clicking on that, and then it just moved it for me. I didn't have to move each individual one and try to get it just right. It does it for us. Super fast, super easy, saves your time, saves your material, saves your laser from running extra. So I hope you guys found this super helpful today. I'm looking forward to the next video. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.